Alright guys, so we're going to talk about two different philosophies. You have bought versus built. And this topic is pretty much debated all the time, especially on YouTube in the comments section. And we're going to go over a little bit. Hang on. We're going to go over a little bit about the advantages of both of them and why you choose either of the routes. Now, the first one is bought. Now, basically, this is as simple as you finding your dream car and buying it, and you don't have to do anything to the car. It's exactly what you want. The performance is there, and you have the peace of mind of having that nice warranty. So if anything happens, bring it up to the dealer, good to go. And that is as simple as that. It's bought. It's a car that you just is perfect the way you want it. And then you have those that like to build their car. Now, more often than not, the people that do this end up in a car that they have to likely settle for, or it's not exactly what they want, or it's like me. It was perfect at the point of purchase, and that's what this RT was. It was perfect at the point of purchase, and through different circumstances, whether it's you get a raise or other things, you grow to love the car and you have a little extra money. And so now, with a little extra money, you start nitpicking, or you start thinking, you know what, maybe I'll add a little horsepower here and there. It's a wonderful car. You love the car, but you're just thinking, hey, it could use a little something here and there. And that is built. Basically, those that like to hang on to their car and modify it. And so there's disadvantages to doing this. Number one is once you start messing around with your car, it's no longer in perfect condition. Most people that start ripping apart their dashboard and start messing around under the hood, nothing ever fits the way that it used to. You know, you start getting little squeaks and imperfections in the car, and you know that just comes with the territory. The other disadvantage would be that dealers are a little bit more hesitant to give you warranty work, or they at least make you fight for it a little bit. Now, the advantages of actually doing this are, number one, is your car becomes a really fun sleeper. A lot of people don't suspect that your car is that much better in performance, so you kind of, when you're lined up at a red light or whatever, people just don't expect your car to be what it is, and that has a very big fun factor. The number two thing is the actual process of modifying the car. You know, that's kind of half the fun of having one of these cars, is actually modifying it. Just buying a car and having it perfect as is, in my opinion, is a little on the boring side. Now, a lot of people don't particularly like working on the car or upgrading a car. Me personally, I find it fun. I think it gives me something to do, actually. Researching another modification, what the advantages are, the disadvantages, how will it affect the car, and it just adds a little flavor to the actual car itself. So, you know, sometimes getting from A to B is just as fun as the actual arriving at B. So, modifying the car and getting, enjoying the process of modifying is something that many of us enjoy doing. So, not everyone has the ability to go, okay, let me slap a bunch of money down, get my dream car, and we'll call it a day. So, which philosophy is actually better? It is what it is. I mean, I don't know if I would even be able to have a Hellcat and not tinker around with it. So, there are just some people that no matter what they get, they'll always want to mess around with the car. And then there's other people that really could just slap an oil catch can on their car and never pop the hood for anything other than cleaning, So it's a different philosophy, it's a different way of owning, and really, in my opinion, I think that if we all just didn't modify our cars, it would be so boring going to meets. We would all just have the same cars, and that's kind of boring. There's very little to talk about with a stock car. Everybody already knows the specs. Everybody already knows exactly what's the car is making. So when you arrive at a meet, it's always nice to have modifications because it gives you something to talk about, and also too, it's fun seeing how it affects the car. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. And whether you choose to get your dream car and just not touch it, or whether you choose to build your car, it's totally different philosophies, and there's really no wrong or right way to handle it. It's a matter of what it is that you like doing and how much free time you have to do this kind of stuff. Anyway, that is my thoughts on bought or built.
Shock on the beat.